Welcome to this edition of Labor Vision. I'm Bob Delaney, Executive Director of the Institute for Labor Studies and Research. Labor Vision, a production of the Institute, focuses on topics of importance to working Rhode Island families. We hope you enjoy this evening's edition.
Institute for Labor Studies and Research, not just surviving, but expanding and growing, notwithstanding some financial hits we took in the last couple of years, but we are prevailing and we are going to be bigger and better for each year. Now, at this time, I'm going to call up he used to be the best master of ceremonies in the state. He's now the best master of ceremonies in the country, and he's in line when they have the world competition. So at this time, I give to you our brother James Riley.
Thank you and welcome everybody. Welcome to Twin River, brothers and sisters. I'm still booming over there. I'm feeling labor tonight, I'm feeling union tonight. I want to see some members. Come on up, you members. Local 26. Local 26, unite here. All union folks. And that's it, get up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yes, that's right. And so are the members, the other members of the unions here. Laborers Local 271, Laborers Local 771, the New Dealers, Teamsters Local 251, SEIU 334, IATSE, Carpenters, Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, Local 51, all labor, all here. God bless you, brothers and sisters. Let me hear it again. 1, 2, 3.
I do want to thank you, each and every one of you, for taking the time to come this evening. This is really labor celebration throughout the year. This is labor's event in celebrating the education and training, improving lives, building futures, all of those things that we talk about. And there are a whole variety of programs at the Institute that we've been adding over the years, and I don't want to talk about those. I want to talk for 2 minutes about an important piece, and that's about the opportunity that we have at the Institute, because oftentimes, if we offer a program, it's not because we have to go out and hire staff. We have about 8 people who work full-time at the Institute, and we reach out to more than 9,500 people a year. But it's because of the work and effort of many people at this place tonight that happens. Whether we're talking about teacher organizations and the Federation of Teachers and the Pawtucket Teachers Alliance and the Cranston Teachers Alliance and a whole variety of other locals. Whether we talk about people in the building trades, we have a brand new program called Pathways to Apprenticeship. And everybody in the building trades has been central to making that a success. This year we partnered with the Rhode Island Training School, and for the first time in the country we have a partnership between the Institute, the building trades, teacher unions, and the training school to provide a path for brand new students to be successful. And that happens because of everybody here at this table. So having said that, I promise not to say any more, but I want to say 2 things. I want to thank the staff at the Institute, and rather than name them, you'll see them circling all night long here. I want to thank them for the work that they do each and every day for making the Institute the success that it is and impacting on the lives of people every day. We have so many individuals who are qualified in so many ways that I'm going to bring Jimmy to the mic to call people up, individuals who have been doing work and training and education at the Institute for a long time to receive a very special award.
And by the way, Bob, the staff also wants to thank you for being a great boss, great mentor, and a great friend. We'd like to begin the awards portion of our night by introducing a new award, the Solidarity Award. This award will recognize an individual who has demonstrated exceptional commitment to the Institute for Labor Studies and Research and gone above and beyond in supporting Rhode Island's union leadership. In this inaugural year, we would like to recognize two amazing men who are a living embodiment of the award. Paul Shabbat and Frank O'Brien, please come up.
I mentioned previously that we're successful because we have the commitment of people in the community, in labor, in education, in all facets of organized labor. We thought it was really important to continue the history of recognizing people who help make so many others of us successful. This year we instituted for the first time a Solidarity Award, and it's presented to an individual demonstrating exceptional commitment to the Institute and Rhode Island's labor leadership. For more than 25 years, Paul Shabbat and Frank O'Brien have been involved in basic steward training, advanced steward training, negotiations, and a whole variety of other areas of union leadership. When the Institute first started, and if Eddie Mack were here, he would tell you, there was some pushback about starting the Institute because it, in many ways, for those who were leading the union, it had the potential of bringing new union leaders along who may even take their job. We all know now that no one individual runs a union. It's leadership at all levels. And the Institute is committed to continuing to grow leadership from the inside to make unions strong and to continue a rich history of improving lives. Both Paul Shabbat and Frank O'Brien have spent, like I said, 25 years doing that. And I'm willing to bet that if I asked how many people in here know Paul or know Frank because of attending a training, there are many involved, many who could raise their hand. I'm going to ask George Nee to come up to do the presentation to both Frank and to Paul.
Just thank you both for giving the Institute and the people who have been recipients of your wisdom, your most precious gift, your time. Thank you.
Now that we talked about some of our union leadership trainings, we would like to move on to our longest running program offered by the Institute for Labor Studies and Research. The Workplace Adult Education Project helps students pursue educational opportunities by strengthening their English language skills through ESL classes, and they improve their employment skills as a result of their academic pursuits. Escorting this year's students is a new face at the Institute, Desiree LeClaire. She is the new director of the Workplace Adult Education Project and has in a very short time proven herself to be a valuable new asset to the Institute. Come on up.
I'd like to thank our guests, my colleagues, and especially the over 50 WAP students in attendance with us tonight. I'd also like to personally thank the instructors who attended. We have 5 of them, if they could come forward. Genya Kokur, Mimi Budnick, Bryn Clayton, Malika Alexander. Come forward, please. Yes. Bryn Clayton, Malika Alexander, Victoria Richter, Mimi? Everybody's in the back, right? They're all hiding. So I'd just like to give these 5 ladies a round of applause. Although we have 7 teachers total, they do represent the majority of our teachers, and without them, our students would not learn. They wouldn't know anything really about how our programs work. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't come to class. They're really the motivating factors. So thank you so much for coming tonight. In this current national climate, it's important to support programs like the WAEP program because of its ability to engage in our community, our families, and in our workplace, and increase the diversity in our lives. To show this diversity, I'd like to introduce I forgot your name.
Oh my God, here you go.
What is it?
What's your name? My name is Amparo.
Amparo Garcia.
Amparo Garcia.
She would like to state a couple words about the WAEP program. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Speak right in.
Okay. Hello, my name is Amparo Garcia. I am currently a student in advanced English classes at the Institute for Labor Studies and Research at the Pataque Public Library. I was born in Colombia and was married at a young age and had 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. Although I studied 3 semesters of computer programming in my country, I could not complete my degree because I devote myself full-time to taking care of my children and being a housewife. My children and I came to this country in December of 1994, when was I single parent for 7 years prior to rejoining my husband in the United States. The transition to this new environment was very hard for me. I never had a job before coming to America. I was now responsible for helping to support my family financially, plus maintain my home as a housekeeper, child care provider, and cook. Growing up in Colombia, I was well cared for and loved especially by my mother, who always engaged us in education. Now, not knowing English, the change to this new country, the clothes, the food, and the culture was traumatic. Although I was in the new place, my heart stayed in Colombia. I knew the only way for me to get accustomed to the life here was to learn English. I always wanted to learn English. I had taken some classes in Colombia, but not enough to feel comfortable. When I came to this country, between working and taking care of my children, I could only find a small amount of time to fit in English classes. I would study at night after they had gone to bed, and often I was too tired to do much. As women, we take on so many roles, we hardly have time for ourselves. Over the years, with the little English I had picked up, I was able to gain my citizenship and pass my driver's license. This helped me, but I still had to rely on my children to help translate in many situations. I would feel lost in many places. Even asking for a cup of coffee was hard. Eventually, my children grew up and retired, and I had more time. I knew it was the right time to go back to English classes. I stayed taking classes with the Institute of Labor Studies and Research in 2015. I have 4 grandchildren now, and even though my youngest grandson takes up most of my time, I am able to attend English classes on Saturdays at the library. I even moved up to the advanced level this spring. Learning English has meant so much to me. When I first came to America, I used to try to help my children with their homework. At first, I was easy, but eventually, their English skills had surpassed mine. I would get depressed because as a parent you want to help your children, and at the time I could not. I would go to stores and cheap books that would catch my attention, but without the ability to read, I would not even want to pick them up. Now I am not afraid to pick up those same books. I can even help my youngest grandson with his homework and read him books. Learning English has helped me communicate with all my grandchildren better. And I am now able to advocate for myself in all places, like at the doctor's, when I am shopping, and even when I order a cup of coffee. I am finally able to rely on myself and don't need my children to translate for me. Having this gift has allowed me a kind of freedom I could never have imagined when I first came to America. Now, I wish to help others with less English skills. I try to help my non-English speaking friends communicate with my English speaking friends in my apartment complex. It gives me a sense of communicate pride when I am able to see these groups come together. There will always be a part of my heart that stays in Colombia, but because of my family, my classmates, my teachers, and the Institute for Labor Studies and Research English classes, I can truly say I finally feel at home in America.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2017 Leadership for a Future graduation. It is absolutely an exciting occasion, and we are so happy to welcome all the family and friends of our 23 graduating Leadership for a Future participants this year. We know that they could not have made it through these very rigorous 10 weeks and retreat without your help and support. So let's give it up for all of our family and friends that are here showing their support. As many of you know, since you're here supporting a graduate, Leadership for a Future is a community organizing and social justice leadership development program for emerging and established leaders in the community, religious, and labor sectors of our community. Now, we have one of the most diverse classes that we've ever had in this room today. That's diversity not just in terms of race and ethnicity, but in terms of age, gender, sexual orientation, experience, the type of work that you do, where you came from, all kinds of diversity, which both enriched the program and made it just a little bit more difficult for all of us in a great way. I'm so proud of the 23 individuals who are graduating in this year's class. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the Institute for Labor Study and Research's Executive Director, Bob Delaney.
Hi guys, how you doing? Good. You know what? There is never a year that I've been here in the last 10 that I have not been totally amazed by this chamber. The first 5 years that I was in this chamber, I was not an American citizen. I was in a transition from being a Canadian citizen to being an American citizen with dual citizenship. And every time I come in this room, I get the same feeling that I had 10 years ago. And if you were to ask many people, many of your family members, many of your friends, how many people have ever been in this building, you'll find that very few of them have been. And if you ask how many people of the people that have been in this building, how many people have been in these chambers, you'll find even fewer of them. So welcome to a very elite club of individuals over time, whether elected or not, that had the opportunity to either graduate, sit, or be in these chambers. And I think, for me, the Leadership for a Future class, the most important piece of being here is the symbols that it represents. The symbol of leadership and change and the responsibility that comes with that change. And for me, this program is the epitome of that kind of importance in making sure that you and I and Jim and George and Andrea and every one of us in this room take the responsibility for the changes that need to take place in the future. I'm a firm believer that if you're not willing to take some criticism and have people make comments about your beliefs and lead change, then it will never take place. Not everybody, and you know that better than anybody now, not everybody is going to agree with what we have to say. But if we truly believe that what we have to say is important and that the change that we want to make is going to make a life better for you and your children and your neighbors and your relatives, then we have that responsibility. And that's what tonight is all about for me. It's all about, hey, congratulations, now you've done it. Now the real work begins. Now you've taken the mantle of responsibility to a greater level than you ever took it before. And this room is a wonderful symbol of that. I want you to listen to this room. Don't make a sound for 30 seconds. For 112 years, people have been leading change in this building. The rights and the freedoms and the restrictions that we all live with today came before this building started construction in 1895 and continues today. And in 1904, the first voices were heard in here. The first voices of any kind of change. And it's now your responsibility to continue that history of communication and leadership and change. And again, you'll hear me say it over and over again. For me, this room speaks volumes. It allowed us to sit in this chamber. It allowed us to be who we are. It put up with a lot of debate. There was disagreement, and there was harmony, and there was all those things that come with leadership. So congratulations. Congratulations on having attended all of the workshops. Most of all, congratulations for recognizing the difficulty in making changes in yourself and understanding other people, because it's only then that we can begin to make change with other people. Because if everybody was like each of us, if we were all the same personality, nothing would get done. It's that variance in culture and beliefs and people and all of those things that make us what we are that allow that change to take place. So for me, this is, of all of the events at the Institute, for me, this is the one that really, as I said before, speaks volumes.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Labor Vision. We appreciate your input and encourage your comments. Labor Vision can be seen on this channel 3 times each week, Tuesday at 7 p.m., Thursday at 8 p.m., and Saturday at 5 p.m.